Sudarshan Chakra. It was imported, right? S-400 was imported Iran and Israel. So these kinds of events has also helped us to understand detection to destruction of that particular airspace or the missile. Recent event, and which is one of the successful event, was conducted by DRDO. Hi guys, welcome to Believers IAS Academy. So today we are discussing one of the very recent event, and which is one of the successful event was conducted by DRDO, that is Project Kusha under the mission Sudarshan Chakra. Okay, so before understanding this, let's understand why this project is and why actually what all this project includes. Okay, so imagine your home, you have your home, and in your home you have only one security guard. Okay, one security guard is there, and your home is consistently plated by stones. Okay, some drones are coming. Okay, some missiles are coming. Is that only security guard is enough? Definitely not, right? So what here this mission, if you see this mission Sudarshan Chakra, what it will do, it's a kind of umbrella project. Okay, it's like an umbrella project for where air defense of countries' air defense. Now, how do we come to know that? I mean, how did we come to know that there is a need of this during Operation Sindoor and even other international conflict? If you observe, especially Russia and Ukraine, and even Iran and Israel. So these kinds of events has also helped us to understand that the importance of this particular air defense. Okay, so now under this mission Sudarshan Chakra, this is where it's a broad air defense system. It would include also missiles. Okay, it will include missiles, drone technologies. Okay, so everything will be combined, and combined will have one particular air defense system. Okay, it is a combination of what under everything. So now under this program, under mission Sudarshan Chakra, we have Project Kusha. Now what is Project Kusha? It's basically a missile which will basically acts as a air defense system. Okay, in this particular, now DRDO had recently tested this missile and it was very successful. Okay, so next we'll understand why this missile is and what are its features. Okay, we'll understand this one by one. Okay, now if you remember, now the warfare which is happening, it's not mostly on ground. Okay, traditionally what used to happen, it used to be the infantry or the artillery used to take, I mean warfare used to happen between them. Now it is mainly of this particular air defense. If you see this particular thing, traditionally, as I told you, it was tanks, infantries, artilleries. Okay, this was there. Modern airfare is of drone, okay, cruiser, ballistic missiles. Okay, mainly what? Air defense. Okay, air defense, air atmosphere or the air has become the main area where all the war related things is basically what happening. Okay, so if you see this further, you will see, if you see what are the lessons are what? Your recent conflict, if you observe Russia-Ukraine conflict, where drones and supersonic missiles were used very much rather than ground force. Okay, now in Operation Sindoor also, India had to intercept, and India had intercepted many of the missiles through help of S-400. Okay, S-400. So it was also there, and in own operation experience underscored the urgency of here sovereign long range air defense system catalyzing the Project Kusha. So here what happens now, though we had S-400, however it was imported, right? S-400 was imported, and India does not have any long range missiles. India does not have any long range missiles, though we have Akash, we don't. And even in Iran and Israel conflict also, if you see, the mainly it was of long range ballistic missiles demonstration was basically done in this particular warfare. Okay, so now if you see this, India's multi-layer air defense system, this is what we are talking about, mission Sudarshan Chakra. Now, and under this mission Sudarshan Chakra, it's a comprehensive and integrated. Here it will integrate missiles, drones, okay, missiles, drones, everything will be integrated defense air system where it is designed to detect, track and destroy the threat before breaching the Indian airspace. Okay, this is the main, this is how the integration will happen, the integrated, okay, integrated system, and all this thing will happen under one mission called as Mission Sudarshan Chakra. Okay, Mission Sudarshan Chakra. Now, why we need this particular project, what we call as Project Kusha? Why we need this project? If you see this here, like I told you earlier itself, here we have Akash missile. It is, though it is indigenous, however, the range is only 25 to 80 kilometers. It is not long range missiles. We don't have. Okay, though, and we have imported long range. S-400 has been imported from Russia. Okay, though we have this particular missile, however, it is basically it is imported one. Though it has 400 kilometer range, though still it is imported itself. Okay, so now that is the reason we have made this particular project called as Project Kusha. So under this missile technology has been developed where it can intercepted, tested was 150 kilometers. Okay, the range was 150 plus kilometers, and it is also called as Desi S-400. Okay, so it's like it likes a mid-range between these two. Okay, this is Akash and this is S-400. Here it is your Project Kusha. Okay, like this. If you see now, this, what is this? It is developed by whom? DRDO has developed, like I told you earlier, and it was approved in 2022. And Project Kusha is a indigenous. The main thing is indigenous and long range. This is what we were lacking earlier. Okay, so this project will basically answer these questions. Okay, now long range air defense system, it's the bridge gap between the Akash and imported S-400. Okay, as like I told you, it is indigenously developed, import reduction and strategic gap filler. Okay, now moving further, it will, what it will do, it will basically track the radar. I mean, radar detects the incoming threats. These radars will detect incoming threat which is in ground control. Now, if you see, this is an vehicle. This is the vehicle. Now, here is your missile. This vehicle will detect this particular missile or drone which is coming. Now, it will give command to this particular Kusha, missile Kusha. This missile Kusha will go and track. Firstly, it will detected by this particular vehicle, which is command center, what we call as command center. Now, it will track and detect, and it will decide and engage, and basically what it will destroy it in mid-air. Okay, this is how the Kusha will basically, it will start from detection to destruction of that particular airspace or the missile, we can say. Okay, now if you see the range, as I told you, it is M1, M2 and M3. Whatever the range we need, we can choose from Project Kusha. Here the range is 120 to 150. Now below 120 we have Akash, and up to 400 we had this one, which S-400 also. Now this is very near range tactical aircraft and short range missiles. We can use this in different ranges according to our needs. Okay, so this is M1, M2 and M3. Okay, now if you see this, India's invisible shield, initially it was approved in 2020. If you see the evolution of this particular thing, 2022, okay, and 2020 first successful flight test of M1 has been done currently. Okay, currently this M1, as I told you, 150 kilometers has been recently tested, and we have been successful in this, and in 2027 and 2028 we will be conducting M2 and M3, which is of different ranges. Okay, integrate with and integration with missile, this Sudarshan Chakra network, and future full operational deployment across the India's airspace will be done. So now this is the first battle for future warfare which is fought on sky, and Project Kusha ensures India is ready for this. This you can use for your conclusion as well. So now Project Kusha, I hope you have understood what is Mission Sudarshan Chakra, where it is a complete air air defense system. It includes various kinds of mission like missiles, drones and all. Now under this project, mission project, we have Project Kusha. Why we had Project Kusha? Because we already had indigenous Akash and S-400. However, Akash was short range and S-400 was imported. We needed something which is indigenous and it has to have long range. Okay, now this Project Kusha will basically fulfill these needs. Okay, through this I hope you have understood this both the topics. Thank you so much.